Right, so I'm pretty much packed ready for tomorrow's excursion up to Lake Coniston, but before I get going, I need to point out some modifications that I've done to this bag before I've even set out the door. First of all, just get the brain out of the way. The drawstring that came with it was really thin, poor quality shoelace type material. The kind where you can almost see little dots of light through it. So I've taken it out and I've refed through the bag some slightly better quality paracord and also replaced the toggle. The toggle on the original, the spring, looked like it was already starting to fall apart, so that went in the bin. So did the original drawstring. Now, bizarrely, even though this bag is a 70 litre, it did not come with a sternum strap, so I've added one myself. The sternum strap and the toggle have both come from this old Gellet that I picked up from a charity shop for, I think it was either £2.50 or £3. I saw it and I thought, wow, a Gellet, I'm getting that and I'm taking it home. Paid for it, brought it home, and it was only then that I started to notice that whoever had owned this before me must have really hated this bag, because for whatever reason they cut the waist strap off with what I can only describe as possibly a butter knife, both sides. So here's me getting it home thinking, right, mod project, refurbishment, yeah, this could be something good to put on the channel. So I spent a good few hours attempting to sew and stitch and reuse old bits of webbing and what have you. And I thought, right, it's sorted. There's waist strap, sternum strap, zips seem to work. Started putting things in, and it's then that I noticed another thing that suggests that it was really badly mistreated. Whoever had owned it before me had obviously started putting things in that weighed too much for the bag itself, and if you can just about see here and there's a better, see where the material itself is separating from itself, and that suggests that this bag was really badly overpacked at some point. Maybe the reason why they had to cut the waist strap off, maybe it was digging in, I do not know. But I'm now going to use this bag purely to practice sewing and any other mods that come into my head or I see online. But we will see how this one does today. So stick around and catch you in a bit. Welcome to the 80th video on ACD camping, and what better way to mark this milestone than by heading to one of the most beautiful places in the UK, Lake Coniston in the heart of the Lake District. This is the furthest I've travelled in a while, and let me tell you, it's totally worth it. Coniston Water stretching 5 miles long, is surrounded by epic landscapes, rolling fells and peaceful woodland, perfect for wild camping. The place at the heart of summer is a hive of activity. Kayakers, paddleboarders, they all visit here, truly something for every kind of adventure. And if you're up for a proper leg workout, the Old Man of Coniston is calling. A challenging but rewarding climb with views that'll stop you in your tracks and maybe forget about your aching legs. Campsites around here range from full-on wild pictures to more relaxed setups with a few creature comforts. I'll be keeping it classic ACD camping style, minimal kit, maximum vibes and hopefully no chaos. Well, not too much anyway. For something a bit different, Brantwood is well worth a look. Once the home of John Ruskin, a major figure in Victorian Britain, art critic, writer and philosopher, he was a believer in a moral, meaningful life. He lived at Brantwood from 1871 to 1900. It offers a peaceful stroll through history with stunning lake views thrown in for good measure. Lake Coniston, the perfect place to celebrate 80 uploads on this mad little journey I call ACD camping. Thanks for sticking with me, and here's to many more woodland shenanigans on a shoestring budget. Catch you in a bit. Lake Coniston isn't just a peaceful place to pitch a tent, it's also the site of one of Britain's most daring, tragic and iconic moments in speed history. This is the story of Donald Campbell, a man driven by speed, legacy and a relentless pursuit of pushing limits. He was the son of Sir Michael Campbell, who held the land and water speed records before him. Donald was determined to carry that torch. In the 1950s and 60s, Donald became a legend in his own right with his machine, the Bluebird K7, a sleek, jet-powered hydroplane capable of reaching incredible speeds across the water. On January the 4th, 1967, Campbell made his final attempt to break the world water speed record right here on Coniston Water. His goal? Over 300 miles per hour. He made one run, clocking in at approximately 297 miles per hour, but on the return run, in a bid to push further, the Bluebird lost stability, lifted into the air and crashed. Campbell, aged only 45 years old, was killed instantly. The Bluebird remained beneath the surface of Coniston for over 30 years. In 2001, it was finally recovered along with Donald Campbell's remains, and restoration work continues to preserve the legacy of both man and machine. The Bluebird is housed at the Ruskin Museum in Coniston Village, a powerful reminder that adventure often comes with risk, and that some journeys, even when they end in tragedy, become legend. Just having a quick look at what Chris has brought today.
Everything?
Pretty much, yeah. Tarp, ratchet straps, that bed from the quarry, hot water bottle. How much did that?
£5 off eBay.
£5 off eBay, and the tarp and bivvy bag cost you?
Tarp and bivvy bag
Yeah.
was £25 off eBay.
Bloody hell.
It's
Yeah.
massive.
And you get that bag from eBay as well?
Yeah, the bag, 25 quid as well. Pockets on the side. Pockets in the top. Pockets under the back.
Yeah, just literally pockets everywhere kind of a bag.
And then all the straps. The chest strap. And then your straps. But, like I was saying earlier, these are so awkward to adjust.
Yeah.
Really, really awkward to adjust. Them especially. Normally you can just pull them tight
Yeah.
if you've got it on your back. No, you can't with that. You end up ripping the strap off the bag. It just doesn't want to pull at all. So that's a downer for me, is that?
Yeah, we've got everything and we've just been moved on by the rangers, so we're going to find somewhere else. Catch you in a bit. So yeah, it looks like the rangers are having a big bank holiday weekend clampdown on wild camping, and they're just going around the actual entire length and breadth of the lake, telling people to move on, but offering them their rather expensive alternative, shall we say. So we're going to move on to somewhere else and catch you in a bit. So yeah, we got kicked off the site that we originally intended to go to, but now we found somewhere else. We've got a nice little campfire going. There's other campers all around us, and look, walking distance of the sea. How cool is that? Yeah. Where are we again, Chris?
Sorry?
Where are we again?
Bigger up near Barrow-in-Furness.
We're bigger up near Barrow-in-Furness. So, catch you in a bit. Chris's cook kit compared to my cook kit. Somewhere in the distance, just over there, there's an oil rig, and all along the horizon there's little like aerial things. I don't know if you can make it out on the camera. This is our second view of the day.
It's a good one though. Flicker of flames.
Yeah. I have a tiny confession to make. I have dyspraxia, dyslexia and dyscalculia. And sometimes writing, constructing each episode, editing them in this software that I'm using can sometimes be a bit confusing. So I've started using AI. Now, I know that's a controversial subject for some, with the writers and artists that have been on strike recently, but for me personally, I found it to be a real game changer. And we've even organised each episode from this point on. There are going to be 5 sections. The first section is going to be the intro, where I travel to the location. The second section will be Campfire Tales. This will be where I give a little bit of history on a location or an item of kit that I brought with me. Leading on from that will be the second section or segment, and that will be Bin It or Brilliant, which will be where I review an item of kit, be it good, be it bad, or be it one of these things that literally falls apart in my hand the minute I take it out of its packaging. It will all be on camera. I'm a small channel, so this will be my honest, unfiltered opinion on that item. The third section will be Lessons from the Fire Pit, which is going to be, how can I put it, what went wrong, what went right, what I can change next time. And I'm hoping to not only learn, but from me learning, I'm hoping to pass on this information to the viewer, and I'm hoping that this will make it a unique channel for people to not only enjoy but learn from, and also maybe pick up a bargain. We will then have the outro where that will be the usual leaving no trace. Then after that it will be me leaving the location. Now I'm going to go and get a little bit of food and then I'll be right back. Now for today's Binito Brilliant, and what better place to start than with the rucksack that I brought today. It cost me £11.74 from Temu. I wasn't expecting any miracles, but like I say, I'm gonna keep going at these individual items until they break. It's advertised as being made from Oxford cloth. I'm not quite sure what that material is, so I'll have to do a little bit of research when I get back home. The front pocket is made from a slightly different material, which feels almost like a sleeping bag outer. I don't know if it's their take on ripstop or what, so I'm going to keep my eye out on that as well. The zips feel very cheap, they literally just slide and glide, so that's another thing that I'm going to have to keep my eye on. The shoulder straps have hardly any padding. Literally 5 minutes into putting it on, waiting for Chris to pick me up, it started to rub against my clavicles and on the back of my neck. It was a really uncomfortable feeling. Also with the straps, the webbing is not stitched at the ends, so if you were to run the strap all the way to the end, the buckles would fall off. Usually on straps, the ends are like stitched, rolled over and stitched. These are not. So what I've had to do for the time being is roll them over and put a little bit of electrical tape around them. As for the longevity of this item, I don't think it'll last a week hiking through the West Island Way, but on a tight budget, or if you're just starting out, this could be just the thing that you need. So we're going to keep using this bag and see exactly how long it lasts. Right, I think it's time to get my head down, so I will see you in the morning. Ciao for now. So it's a little before 6:30 in the morning, and before I start packing away, I think this moving forward will be the perfect opportunity to start doing the lessons from the fire pit segment. And well, with this episode, it's been quite an interesting learning experience. First time that I've been moved on, that was quite daunting, but thanks to Chris, we found this second location, so we've been settled for the night. And that was the next lesson. Always have a backup plan. So moving forward, I think from now on I will always have a plan A and a location B. As for the equipment, everything seems to have worked okay. I'm still a little on the fence with the rucksack. It doesn't look like it's going to last very long. The stitching is quite horrendous in places on a closer look. But as I've been saying, it's only cost me £11.47 or something like that. Like less than a night out, like less than a taxi fare home from a night out. So yeah, I'm going to do a review at a later date on the alcohol stove. I still need to find a little metal container to carry the methylated spirits in, so that's something to concentrate on for the time being. Right, I'm going to finish packing up and then I'll be right back. Catch you in a bit. Right, well I'm all packed up now. That little bottle that I've attached to the front is the mess that I made overnight, all tidied up. The rest of the stuff was thrown away at a bin near Lake Coniston. I'm just having a little walk round, making sure that I've got everything. Yeah, I think that's everything now. We'll just wait for Chris and then we'll be setting